Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Highway of the Hidden. I'm your host, Polar Bear. And on tonight's episode, we have three very special guests from Ratliff Paranormal. How y'all doing tonight?
We're doing good.
Pretty great.
Good to hear. Good to hear. So I reached out to y'all. I saw y'all were a paranormal group, and I just had to get y'all on the show, started watching some stuff, and wanted to see what took y'all down the journey. If y'all wouldn't mind just introducing yourself to the lovely fans we have here at Highway of the Hidden.
Okay. You like to start? Okay. Well, I got started my first paranormal experience would be when I was 16 years old. That's when I was experienced first visibly seeing apparition at my sister who was babysitting someone's daughter at that time. Happened at their home in Lake Park, Georgia. And then after that, kind of got more interested in checking it out and doing research about it and stuff like that. I was born in Frankfurt, Germany. My dad was military, Air Force, and then moved back to the States when I was 3 months old. I lived in Georgia all my life, basically. And that's pretty much about it till, I let them share who they are. Then we can go on, I guess.
Okay. Sounds good.
Kate or Teresa.
Hi, I'm Kate. I am from Valdosta. I didn't really start doing this type of thing until I got with him and we started doing this together back in 2024. It's pretty fun and cool and a little bit creepy, but I enjoy it. It's a good experience getting to talk to the spirits and do paranormal stuff.
Hi, I'm Teresa. I'm from Tucson, Arizona. I've experienced the paranormal since I was 5. Started with seeing negative shadows that would pass through. When I was 7, I got attacked by one in my backyard, left a scratch. And ever since then, I've been sensitive to different, how would I want to put it, energies in the room. Being able to pick up on negative energies right off the bat, positive energies, and being able to my energy on seeing and feeling different things that I always thought was a bad thing to see and kind of grew up that way, but always loved the paranormal, always was interested in it. And then I met Brett and Kate, and it's been a wonderful experience ever since.
That's awesome. How did y'all meet? Like, how did y'all three get together and decide, hey, we're gonna go after ghosts and stuff like that?
Well, we met Teresa on Facebook. She saw what we were posting on there and said that she was interested in going with us because pretty much, there are 2 other groups here locally that does paranormal stuff, I guess, but I guess we live closer and that's when we started doing our own thing, and we also have a signature home we first found that's where we caught some action at.
So as a group, where have y'all visited and stuff like that around? Do y'all just stay in Georgia or do y'all travel different states?
So far,
what?
that's our main goal. We want to do that. We want to travel different locations, but so far it's been only around because there's a lot even around this little section. We got so far, I'll say a total of 6 places, and we've only been to 3 out of them so far to try. We kept going back to get even more evidence and stuff, but it's a lot. Still got a lot of evidence to go through, and
Right. What's the most, I want to say, creepiest encounter y'all have had as a group that's happened to y'all while investigating? Because I know some of these places can be pretty scary, and sometimes I've
Oh,
heard
as
it's
a
not only
group,
places.
it's been
Yeah.
one of the recordings that we have. Unfortunately, we were not able to catch what me and Brett was seeing during a break from doing a paranormal investigation. And it was a combination of 2 events within a matter of a minute. First situation happened to Brett when he was standing in front of his vehicle. And then the second was me and Brett. And we ended up seeing this large white apparition right in front of our faces. I think the experience that Brett went through was 10 times more intense than just seeing the apparition. I'll let him explain that.
yeah, so it happened to, like I said, our signature home, where the first home we actually started this at in South Georgia area. According to the owner, I can't disclose too much information where it's at, but we took Teresa there. It's the second night she came with us there. The first night we did catch a voice on recording there, but the second time she came with us is when we actually caught real, true action happen. mainly our first occurrence was at right at midnight pulling up to the place. The upstairs window kind of opened by itself like it was welcoming us there. And then around about 2:50 that morning is when I first encountered. I was standing near the driver door van side of the van, and all of a sudden I heard like a loud whooshing noise, and then loud footsteps running like it's about to run into me, and that kind of scared me because I never experienced that before. And then after that, another occurrence happened around 3 in the morning where we had to place a water bottle on the top of the foot of the van. And we asked it to
Mhm.
move the water bottle, I think about an hour before it actually happened. And we were all standing there. Of course, we weren't expecting it. So we heard that loud whooshing noise come back. And then the water bottle flew at us off the top of the van. And then right after that is when all that she's talking about seeing the white apparition. It all happened so suddenly like that, and it was pretty cool. But unfortunately, we didn't catch it on video, but we did get on voice recording. But
Right. So it threw the water bottle at you?
oh yeah,
Yeah,
So
well,
what happened there?
the one thing about his van is that he's got a bug slash wind protector on it that's
Right.
about, I want to say maybe inch and a half, 2 inches tall. So the water bottle actually skipped that whole entire part from the front of his van and flew at us. I want to say about 4 feet.
So it's a strong spirit, whatever it is. Do you know what happened, like the history of the place or what happened there or anything like that? You don't have to give the
Um,
name, but like,
a suspicious passing inside the house. The
okay,
family history on the house goes back to the 1700s.
right.
So, with as many children as they did have, it went through each family member till the day it got sold in 2017. So, we were able, after digging up history, we were able to find out that so many generations went through in the
Mhm.
passing of a suspicious death where law enforcement during that time frame wouldn't describe it, and they refused to go back into that house afterwards. And that's pretty much after 2017, it's a ghost trail that goes back into the family history.
Right. A history of hauntings.
Yeah,
That's intense.
yeah, the whole entire house just has a very strong negative energy to it. And one location in the house is very, very sad from what, you know, people have claimed to see just even driving by. So we, after the bottle and seeing the white figure, it kind of makes sense after digging into the history of the property.
Right.
what's kind of strange. What's kind of strange. I want to add this. If you actually Google search it, if you know the location, you see it from like an airplane view. It has a
Mhm.
big mist like right over the house, a big mist when they took that
Oh, wow.
photo of it. Here, I want to try back the. Sorry.
That's okay. That is crazy. So that's like the most intense place y'all have been to, right? Is the main house that y'all are talking about. Like that's the most intense
Well,
place y'all go.
I want to say more solid, like seeing the white apparition. But I think the strongest one would be our it's Quitman, North Florida location. Yeah,
Still in Georgia.
yep. My T-shirt was grabbed, which would be like the size of a child pulling on the back of your T-shirt, and we
Mhm.
actually were able to visually see my shirt being pulled down. I want to say that was more negative energy and more of an impact on me per se, but I would have to say, that would be more of a solid location.
Do y'all ever go to like people's houses? Like people reach out and say, "Hey, I think I have something. Can y'all come check it out?" Or y'all like, how do y'all do that without? You know what I mean? You know what
Well,
I'm trying to say?
not not really around this location. We did have a girl reach out from state of Kansas. Somehow she searched somehow found us on the internet, and we were the third group they saw, and we caught her eye. The only thing is, like I said, we're not quite there yet, and with finances
Right.
reasons and all that. But I talked to her on the phone for like 3 hours straight, and it sounds like something's demonic at her house real badly, and that's what we were pushing to try to do because I like to do the stuff like that. So far, nothing really around this location. Nobody has reached out yet.
Right. Trying to get up there though, like trying to make it to where people feel more comfortable coming and saying, "Hey, I think there's something in my house." And I think that's a big thing with growing up like y'all in Georgia, me in Texas is like people just they feel so ashamed that something could be weird in their house, and I don't know why. I don't know why they just don't
Exactly.
open up about it. Like me, I've opened up about my paranormal encounters to anybody who asks. I'll tell them, yeah, I've seen this. I've seen an apparition. I had a real wild encounter in Nebraska, and things like that. But there's so many people that are just so shut down from it. The thought of it is like, no, it can't be real. It can't be real. And a lot of these places they're terrifyingly haunted. I don't know how y'all do it. How can y'all go in these houses? Do y'all go in like pitch black and just walk in with like? Do y'all have lights on? Like, how do y'all prep for it? If somebody,
We use flashlights and stuff like that. That first night they were talking about at our main house,
Mhm.
as soon as you walk into the front door, there's a room to the right, and they were in there. And I was kind of in the hallway area, and I heard like scratching noises on the wall to my left. And the voice that we heard, the other times that me and Brett went, it would keep on saying that this land is cursed. So I asked it, is this land cursed? And we caught it on video of a voice whispering, yeah,
A woman's voice.
a woman's voice saying, yeah.
And
Oh, wow.
she's talking about the spirit box. We kind of use the app on the phone when they say that stuff,
Yeah.
which is proven accurate. Sometimes it will say random things like, but then when a spirit's really around, it gets more accurate with you.
Right, it picks up on it, which is kind of crazy, right? Because like, I'm 34 and I grew up watching, like Ghost Hunters and all them guys. Now I just mainly watch the people on YouTube because I feel like that's more authentic and it's not faked. But yeah, they use the phone. Used to, they had to carry the little recorders around, and then, but yeah, I think that's so cool. And uh, I forgot what's that one main app they all use that I've seen a lot of them use. But like you said, I can't think of the name, but it gives out a lot necrophonic, and it gives out a lot of creepy things, and I always thought that was cool. But yeah,
Yeah,
so I want to,
I'm sorry. I'm just so upset. I really wish we could have caught that water bottle thing on video.
We
yeah,
weren't really expecting it to.
right, and that's usually how it happens when you least expect it. It's like, wow, there it is.
And I could tell you, like, that kind of hit my heart very heavy that night. Like, my heart skipped so fast that it.
I would imagine so, man. That's an intense and something getting thrown at you. That's not a normal, oh, I just, catch it out of the corner. Like something's physically thrown at you. That's a strong, strong spirit, a strong presence to have that much energy to draw to be able to pick something up forcefully. Like that's not your everyday ghost. That's like a real deal. I had a guest on along when I first started, and I don't know if y'all heard it, but she had a EVP at the end, and it kind of reminds me of what y'all are saying, where it said, "Yeah," because the ghost mimicked her co-explorer, and at the end, and it says, "Here, kitty, kitty," and you hear him, and then you hear like a second later, you hear the ghost say it, and it was like, whoa.
Uh,
And she sent me that clip, and I was like, oh no, 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 it chilled me. It was one of those things. I was like, oh, God.
yeah, we caught. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No,
Oh,
go ahead. Sorry.
no, we caught some like you're talking about too. We got to explore the old Quitman Jail. Of course, it's $30 to investigate per night, and we caught. I caught them saying, what the app said something about she shot me in there, and then you hear the voice say she shot me after the app said it, and then yeah, so that's another proven accurate that the app's actually accurate.
Right.
Also, I did call when we walked into the main room where they did their showers and they did the hanging like in the old days. That's when the jail was built, and asked with a loud voice. I said, like, what happened in this room, and we caught on video that are recording that it said murder, like a faint voice, but it said murder, and it was pretty nice.
Also whispered your name.
And it also whispered my name that night too, which kind of freaked me out. They know my name.
Yeah, that is freaky. How does it? That's so weird when you can go when you see people. I've never investigated, but I tried one time, and I swore I saw a demon dog, and it turned out to be a regular dog, and my investigation days were over at that point. But that's so weird how they can know, like some of these spirits can know your name. Like
Yeah,
that's
they've said my name I go by plenty of times, which is Kate, but at the jail, they said my government name, which is Katie. I don't really like using that name because I know too many Katies. But
right.
my first ever experience was the second night we went to our main house here in South Georgia. when we were all outside before the water bottle thing. Shortly after the whooshing sound and footsteps that was going
Mhm.
towards Brett, I was sitting right in front of our van and I had my phone with the app and I had a flashlight in my hand, like pointing down. And then I was just sitting there. And then all of a sudden, I started crying for some reason. And it felt like I couldn't move or really speak. So, yeah, I guess they were trying to make me feel how they felt in the past or something. And
Right.
then
Like an
it happened
emotional thing.
again at the jail and another location here in South Georgia is, I don't know, I guess they're trying to make me feel how they felt before, like depression and stuff like that.
Right.
So,
Like almost an attack on like your own spirit or emotions. Like it's trying to connect with you in a way. And that, man, that's strange. Spirits are very strange. Like the things they can do and make you feel, um, from like you said, hearing your name or making you feel sad or happy, whatever they felt, I guess, in that time period, they want you to feel too. But they got to be, what is it, an intelligent haunting. It's not like a residual or something, I feel like. So if y'all had to investigate one place, where would it be? Like if y'all could just pack up tomorrow and go investigate, where would it be and why?
Bisbee,
Arizona? Where's that? I'm not familiar with, where's that
uh,
at in Arizona?
Bisbee is east out of Tucson, Arizona. It is where the Western basically started. It's kind of like your old Tombstone.
Okay.
Yes, that, it the legends are so deep with ghost and paranormal history. Actually, when you mentioned Ghost Adventures, they did Bisbee.
Oh, okay. Okay. Then I probably saw it and just don't remember
Yep,
it. It's
they
been
did
so
Bisbee.
long.
And
Yeah.
yeah, they did Bisbee, and that would be one place I would definitely want to haunt.
Is that where the graves are at? I know I think it's Arizona. I've been seeing a lot of it. Like these people, they investigate the graveyard and it's an old graveyard and the ghosts will talk to you about like where they're buried.
Yeah,
Is that out there?
yeah,
Okay.
that's out there.
Okay. Yeah. That would be pretty cool to see. And it's next to the Clown Museum, or am I thinking somewhere else?
No, the Clown Museum is up by Vegas.
Okay. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be definitely that, or an old mining town.
Yeah. And what is it? The one in outside of Reno. I had a chance to
Oh,
go,
like
but I
on the
didn't.
Vegas Utah border.
Yeah, it's up by the California border on
Oh, okay,
near
that one,
Reno.
the wrong side. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
forget
would
what it's
definitely
called.
be an old mining town or Bisbee, Arizona, for just the old Western history that has gone through there. The haunted wagon,
Right. So
the
what do
hearse.
y'all have upcoming? What is y'all's upcoming investigations?
Future wise, my intel is looking at Douglas, Georgia.
Okay.
There's a few cemeteries there from people who passed on um, from murder circumstances, but some old town folklore of old soldiers walking around at night. One lady said she actually caught a Civil War soldier during the day at the main monument that they made in the cemetery for a couple of the soldiers that did come home from the Civil War, unfortunately passed already, but they were buried there in their hometown. So, that's some of the research I've done. So working on that, working on the progress, lots of
Right.
authorization forms.
Yeah.
but
To that tape.
there was one night last year, me, Brett, and two other people went to this other location in South Georgia, and it has a graveyard across from it. And the other two people were in the van because they were scared cats. But
Mhm.
we were like in the beginning of the graveyard, and we heard what sounded like a coffin being drugged somewhere
wow.
in the graveyard and scared the crap out of us.
Well, we can share that location because it's pretty well known if you go to the Hauntings in Georgia website.
It's called Burnt Church Road.
Yeah. But it's
Church Road.
old church school kind of house out there by a graveyard that's been there since 1825.
And now they're trying to make it into an Eagle Scout place
Oh, that'll be
with the
interesting.
graveyard right across from the way.
What's more
Yeah.
more of the history on that road was supposedly witchcraft and the reasoning of the church burning down in the first place because she sacrificed a child. Unfortunately, investigation on that intel has also given me a cold trail.
That That's inten wow, sacrifice of a child and it cause it to burn that and
Well,
that's one of y'all's upcoming, right? Okay.
the other main location, I mean, I can't disclose the address, but I think I could disclose the names that who lived there before, and it's I can disclose, I guess, the Quitman, Georgia, but it was I think it's the 1890s,
80s. Yep.
1870s. The house was built, and who originally were there were a man named Livingston Snow who murdered his sister Jamie Snow, which is now Jamie Branch because she married Lee Branch. But he murdered both of them, her and her husband. And the deaths occurred by a gunshot point blank range and also shot in the head where he shot him at. We're not for sure, though, that people said it was located at another house equipment but I'm not really sure of the evidence there. I think it's the main house we're going to because that's where we're getting activity at. It happened in the kitchen area where he killed him. So when we go into the
Mm.
kitchen area, these past couple of times going, we have been getting a lot of activity around that area. And every time we miss, like the other night, we had we call a rim pod and a cat ball toy that lights up if you click the button or stomp. You know, you got to make some kind of movement near it. And so we mentioned the names, of course, Jamie Lee and Livingston and their daughter Scotia, Jamie's daughter Scotia, who died at 1 year old. And when we mentioned those names is when the activity started. And then we had a girl from South Carolina come with us that night, and she did what they call the exit session, where she sit with headphones on and go through her spirit box, and we asked her questions. So it did mention a lot about the shooting and the killings in that session, and all that kind of stuff. We also caught audibly people arguing. We were upstairs. It's a two-story home, and we were upstairs one night around 10:30. Kind of happens around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock is the activity. And we were all sitting upstairs, and that's when we heard it all audibly out loud for the first time, like two men arguing downstairs about something. Couldn't really tell what they were arguing about, but they were arguing. And my assumptions was they were trying to say he was criminally insane or crazy in the head. I think he might have accidentally, his sister probably got in the way. He was probably something to do with Lee, and he accidentally killed his sister first and then killed Lee afterwards. I don't know. That's how I feel about it. I don't see
Right.
why you would purposely murder your own relative, but that could have been the case too. Who knows?
Yeah, especially back then. Man, that's intense, dude. That's pretty cool that y'all are finding these spots and digging up the history too. When y'all go to like record at a famous location like that, do they I know y'all were saying something like a lot of forms. Is there a lot of hoops to get through to be able to record there and like post it or no? Not really.
Well, or it depends on the owner specifically. Like he just the only thing we could post evidence. He just don't want us posting the outside of the house and the
Okay.
address or his name or stuff like that. Of course, I mean it's already. Be honest, it's already over YouTube anyway because people's already been out there locally who knows about the place and we had three girls out there one night came out there from out of state and they were taking pictures of the house because some well-known singer they were following actually wrote a song about the house, but she said it was a house in Nebraska, but it was talking about this house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were following her on tour. So
They stopped in and so the
Oh.
singer wrote the song about the house being haunted?
I'm not sure what the song's really about. It's talking about that specific home, but like I said, she put like the house. It's like a
it's like, I think the song is called The House of Nebraska, The House in Nebraska, but it's like about that house.
yeah, because it's
Okay.
Yeah, it's more out of respect to the property owner, the house owner, the location, whoever's in charge of the location, ownership wise. It's more as out of respect, towards them to show that we have no ill intent. We're not going to be there damaging the property. We're not going to be making fun of you. We're pretty serious about it. Now, we're allowed to post evidence that we caught on the inside of the house, just not on the outside, because they don't want vandalism and all that stuff, because he's either going to try and make it a community place or sell it to one of his daughters. So,
Right. So he don't want it all messed up. And that makes sense. That's pretty good though, because people can find anything. If you post one picture outside, somebody will find it,
Yeah.
and you don't want a bunch of people, like you said, vandalizing or trying to break in and doing their own investigation. And people, they don't know no boundaries. They'll just go into it and say, oh no, we found it here, so we can't,
Yeah, our main
anything to get the next big story.
I just want also our main attentions, like we're really into the research. We're not into, of course, we want to share the evidence because that's the point of going, because people to get people to believe this stuff exists. But our attention is not to attract, like
Right.
you know what I'm saying. But it's just we like sharing the evidence and people seeing this is real stuff.
Yeah, we're not doing this to, just to get attention for shits and giggles. We're trying to get the non believers to believe that this stuff actually happens and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's a lot of the reason why I started Highway of the Hiddens, because what I seen and I know it's out there, and I want more people to come forward, and it's like I used this term last time, but like a safe space, where you can come forward and say, "Hey, I seen this," because I'm going to believe everything you tell me. I have no way to say somebody's lying, but I think that's what kudos to groups like y'all that go out and investigate these places to say, "Hey, this is real." Maybe you can find out like, "Oh, this is what really happened in a murder," or something like that.
I wish it would have been very good proof if we could have caught the water bottle shot
And the apparition.
and the
Yeah.
apparition.
And unfortunately, during the recording, me being the tech, I was more upset at the fact that I didn't catch it on recording, on actual visual recording. So you hear me just
Right.
going, shit, I did not catch that. I did not catch that. And he's, of course, with something that occurs like that after being rushed, he dug deep and he stood his ground. And I'm over here just running in a circle going, shit, I did not catch that on visual.
Yeah, as soon as we got there around midnight, because we were supposed to go to that other house in Quitman, but turns out there was another group there. So we ended up going
Oh.
to the other location in South Georgia, and we got there around midnight. And like they were saying, as soon as we pulled up and got out, that window on the second story of the house on the right side started opening, because they know me and him very well, and they were probably thinking,
Mhm.
"Not these two again. What do they want?" And then now they brought a third person. They're gonna want something. So yeah,
They're getting used to seeing you now. Now they expect you to be there.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
But I was
But
actually,
yeah,
to be honest, I'm sorry.
no, you're good. Go ahead.
I was raised up in church all my life, well, denomination wise, until later on I figured out I wasn't about that. But I believe in God and demons. I've always still was skeptic about it because, like you see on the movies, I mean, I know they overreact in the movies sort of with it, but and then when that water bottle thing did that, that's when all that skeptic blew out of proportion. Wow, it was like in the movies, like magic, pure magic that night,
Right.
and how how in the horror movie, like the music stops and then something happens.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what happened.
That's
is
what
exactly what
that's what it
happened.
was.
Yeah, because before the water bottle flew off, I had this one app. It's a ghost camera, and
Yeah,
it starts beeping,
Right.
and it started getting really crazy in a certain area outside.
That's all right.
It started getting crazy in a certain area on the right side, on the outside of the house. And as soon as it said his ex-wife's name, which is Melissa, that's when the water bottle just flew off the van.
It's picking up some anger, huh?
Yeah.
I guess it was directed toward me for some reason.
Yeah, right. I don't know how you stayed and kept investigating after the water bottle got
Now
thrown at you.
my ex ain't physically against now. Dang, she's got spirits trying to attack me.
Yeah.
Now it's all after you. Man, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. I wish I could do it. I'm gonna try it. There's a few places in Texas I'm gonna go to with my brother. We've been talking about it, so we're gonna try to do a small,
Texas is
just a
gonna be
few
good.
investigations. Yeah, I think we're gonna try to do mineral wells, and then the few places are and
You're
then a
gonna
few
get
places
strong
around my
energy
home
there.
county. That's what they say.
You're gonna
They
get
say
strong
that
energy
hotel's
there.
pretty strong. I want to go. That's on the bucket list. And then I got the few home county legends I'm gonna do, and Britt Bailey and the ghost dog ones, and a few of those. So we'll see what happens, but I'll definitely be posting them for sure.
That'll be excellent. Got to see that mineral.
But not to hold y'all up anymore. Where can the people find y'all at? What's a good location, and where can they see y'all's videos and all that good stuff?
I guess they could thought, well, we almost reached the maximum on our Facebook page at Ratliff's Paranormal Investigation. or
Okay.
B&K Paranormal Investigation, but they can follow us on Ratliff's Paranormal Investigation Facebook page. If you want me to spell it out, I can, or unless, Ratliff's Ratliffs Paranormal Investigation. That's our Facebook page. Also, I do have a TikTok with the same name on there. So far, I'm planning on, doing YouTube and promoting on there. We haven't yet, like I said, but it's just been we've been so busy. with the things
Pictures
going on.
and videos and voice recordings and all that stuff. It's a lot.
Yeah, that stuff takes time, so I understand. But yeah, I'll plug y'all's Facebooks and TikToks and everything in the description of the video when I post it.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for
But
the help.
thank y'all for
Getting us out
Thank y'all
there.
for coming on. Oh yeah, I'm glad. Anytime y'all hear anything or want to come back and tell more stories, just let me know. I'm
Right.
happy to
Looking
have
forward to
y'all.
see your Texas results.
Thank you. But I appreciate y'all coming on. Y'all have a good evening.
You take care.
All right, well that's it for tonight, everybody. If you want to be on the show, shoot me an email. My email address is polarbearhoth@gmail.com, or you can reach out to me on TikTok and Instagram, polarbearhot, or check us out on Facebook, Highway of the Hidden. See y'all next time.